Everyone, today we are talking about our new multi-page feature. We are so excited about this feature because teachers have been requesting it for so long, and we are excited to share with you today.
So we can't wait to jump in. This is just a reminder of the powerful creative tools in Seesaw. As you see here, students can use photo and drawing and video, upload, note, and link to capture their learning, and then use these powerful creative tools to add layers of reflection in Seesaw. And today we're going to show you, as Angela mentioned, the new multi-page feature, which students can access through these three tools that have been circled here: the photo tool, the drawing tool, and the upload tool. So, as you also know, currently in Seesaw, students can create one-page posts using all of these tools that we're showing you here. So they can choose any of the tools on the screen to show what they know in ways that work best for them. But what's really exciting is that with multi-page, now students can create posts. So it's one post with up to 10 pages in that one post, and use all of these creative tools on every page of their work. So multi-page truly unlocks so many more robust possibilities for how students capture and create and demonstrate their learning across any curriculum and subject area, all within Seesaw. So we've been seeing so many amazing examples of multi-page throughout our community already since we launched this a couple weeks ago. And I know you can all envision the power of this tool, but we've seen so many, scaffolded learning experiences with multi-page, and there's just so much you can do with it. So we can't wait to jump in and show you.
My gosh, so much to demonstrate today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do lots of demoing today, and I am in our Seesaw class as a teacher, and I'm going to tap the green add button and choose post student work because, again, I'm signed in as a teacher. I'm going to start today with the option of upload to get started with multi-page. Now, upload is a really great option if your students have already documented a multi-step project or story. So using upload is the best way to bring those images that have already been captured into Seesaw so that each photo is on its own page. So we are going to give it a try with upload, and I'm going to choose select from my computer. You could also bring in from Google Drive. Now I'm going to dig a little bit because my daughter wrote this story, and I have captured the photos of this story here. And she helped me a little bit with this, of course. So I'm just going to highlight those, and I'm going to choose open, and that is going to plop them into Seesaw for me. I'm going to tap the green check in the upper right. Now, when they get added into Seesaw, do you see this amazing new feature on the right? It has added each of these images on its own page, and it is ready for your students to do whatever they want. They can draw, record voice, they can, add labels, all sorts of things. Now I'm just going to start really basic, and I am just going to record my voice. So get ready for some amazing storytelling. I'm going to go ahead and tap record, and I am going to start our story. Once upon a time in the jungle, several animals were searching for food. I'm going to pause. I am done with that page, so guess what? I am going to tap done because I'm done with that recording on that page. I'm going to click onto the next page, and I'm going to continue my story. All of a sudden, they heard a loud commotion and looked up in the sky, and it was a huge spaceship. I know this is a cliffhanger, right? I'm going to tap done. I'm going to go to the third page. I'm going to tap record. And again, we're just starting really basic and simple here. Out of the spaceship popped an alien. What were the animals going to do? How are they going to save the day? Pause, and I'm done. So now you can see I can easily go back to each of these pages if I wanted to, but I'm going to tap the green check in the upper right, and I am going to choose I've got some weird highlighting going on because I've been playing a lot with my mouse. I'm going to choose sample student to post this to. As when you're playing as a teacher, you can have this amazing ability to do that. So this is getting added to Seesaw right now, and you'll see that each page has that recording attached to it, and you can go ahead and play each page. Once upon a time in the jump. Okay, so they turn the page, they can play the next page. Oh, this time so that's one example of getting started with multi-page. Let's try another way. So I'm going to go to the green add button. I'm going to choose post student work. And this time I'm going to start with a drawing. So let's pretend my math teacher has just told me that she would like me to create an object with a perimeter equal to 16. So I think to myself, oh, okay, I am going to go here and I'm going to grab a background. I'm going to choose this amazing graph paper because I think that will come in handy. And I'm going to add a label. And I am going to have this label say perimeter of 16. Now, if my teacher wanted me to show it 3 different ways or 2 different ways or 5 different ways, I could do that. Simply, I can add a new page. So over here on the 3 dots, I can duplicate this page. So now each of my pages is identical. So I can also on the bottom right, do you see this little plus symbol? That is the add page. So I could also add a page right here, and that would just be a blank page. I'm going to go back to page 1 though, because in my first example, I'm going to just draw an object with a perimeter of 16. Let's see how my brain is working here. 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, that works. So I'm drawing. I've got 1 and 7, 7 and 1. I'm actually going to record now because I'm going to draw and record at the same time. I can do that in this amazing version of Seesaw. So I'm going to explain. Ooh, I need a darker color. So I'm going to explain 7 times 2 equals 14. And then I have 1 plus 1 equals 2. So then my total perimeter of this object is 16. So I'm done with that page. I'm going to go to my second page. And in order to create a different shape, this time I think I'm going to go into my shape tool. I am going to, let's see, I might try, let's see if I could draw or create with these shapes. Maybe I can combine them to create a shape with a perimeter of 16. Let's see how I do here. The pressure is on. Can I do this in real time, right, Subi? It's like, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm on a game show. Not really.
Great. And just to reiterate, Angela's really showing how your students can demonstrate their learning in the same post across multiple pages and really show what they know in different ways. And so that's really one of the huge benefits of multi-page, is that in one place they can capture all of their learning in so many different ways that they're thinking about problems that they're working through.
Exactly. And I love too that not only can they create, and have kind of the static images on the page, but there's also the ability for students to do this draw and record on each page as well. So they can really explain and reflect. So in this example, I created an object with a perimeter of 16. You'll notice that 5 plus 3 is 8, 2 more is 10, so I'm already at 10. Then I have 3 plus 2 is 5, 1 more is 6, so that brings me to a total perimeter of 16 in this object. So again, I can tap the green check, and I actually am not going to use this third page, so I'm going to choose to delete that page right now. And that is just fine. Now I want to show you another little trick. If, for example, your students want to change the order of the pages, you can actually just hold on the page and then move it up. So that can come in handy as well. I'm going to tap the green check right now. I'm going to add it to Seesaw, and boom, it's going into my journal. So again, I can scroll through these pages. And of course, for the sake of time today, we're not doing full 10 pages, but your students are able to do that. Now, I also want to show another option. So if I go to the ad and I go to post to student work, the other way you can create with multi-page is through the photo tool. And we know that many learners start Seesaw by using the photo tool. And now with multi-page, students who start with the photo tool have even more options to create. So we really wanted to make sure that this experience really still remained intuitive, because we know how many of you use this photo option. And I'm going to show you what this looks like. So here we go to photo. Get ready to see me. Yay! It's getting late here where I'm at, so you can see me. I'm truly in my pajamas. You don't see it. You don't see my below my Seesaw shirt, but I'm in my comfy pajamas. And here's my amazing photo. You'll notice on the right that it is on its own page. I could add another page on the bottom right. I can still have all of my creative tools. Students have all of those abilities. They can record their voice, and they can just keep it even at a one-page post as well. So if they want to do that, they simply tap the green check, and of course it is added to their portfolio, just if they want to do a single page as well. So keep that in mind. If you start with photo, it's going to bring that first photo onto its very own page. You can add additional photos from the upload option in the drawing tool if you wanted to keep building from that. I'm going to pause for a minute and just give the code for those of you listening for the certificate. If you're on a recording, the code is 567243. So now we know that students have so many more options of creating, but did you know that this also works with activities? So if I'm a teacher and I go into assign activity, I'm actually going to show you an activity that I created with multi-page. So here it is, incline and distance. You can actually find this in the Seesaw library. So if you search for incline and distance, you will see this activity. Now, when I go into this activity, I will actually want to click on this template because I want to show you that I created this template right inside Seesaw. As a teacher, I use the backgrounds, I added a label, and really I'm setting this up so my students have a little bit of guidance, but there's still tons of creativity they're going to use. So they are doing a challenge where they're testing distance and incline. So throughout their process, they're going to be documenting what happens inside Seesaw. So this template is just there to guide kind of that creative engineering process. So I would go ahead and assign this to my students. We are in Mrs. Gackey's 4th grade, so I'm going to choose to assign it to that class. I can go inside this class and I can see this waiting for me. But I actually want to show you a finished example so you can kind of see what this looks like. And this was, I'm going to scroll down here so we can get to the finished example. Here we go. Let's just take a listen, and then I'm going to show you how I actually did this. So here we go.
Here's my car. I predict that it's gonna go far because it has a lot of weight and it's heavy.
Okay, page 2.
The first incline was 6 inches tall. When the car went down the ramp, it went 31 inches. I think.
Oh, I skipped her prediction, but let's listen to page 3.
Whoa! We increased the height by 2 inches. And it went even farther. It went 41 inches. It went 10 more inches than it did before. I think it's gonna go farther next time because you're gonna add more height to it.
Okay, so again, this is a student that is documenting this experiment each step of the way with Seesaw. They're building their conclusion and kind of really summarizing. So if you think of that depth that they're able to really share and express and explain to you, it's pretty amazing. So if I went back into activities here as a student and I chose to add response, because I added that template as a teacher for my students, this is going to pop up for them already in a multi-page template. So you see here, I can go from page to page as a student. So if I'm going to start and add a photo of my car that I already created, I can go to the photo tool and upload that image. Now I've already captured this image. So here is my car. So your students could take the photo at that moment, or again, pull it in from their computer if they already have it there. They can resize it, right? They can go to page 2 if they're going to share the process of this. Again, I have it already captured on my computer here. So again, I can add multiple photos to the canvas at once. So again, this is amazing for so many things that your students are using and doing and creating. But again, as just a reminder, and you saw in that finished example, once students just even add the photos, this really comes to life because they can use all of the creative tools. They can record their voice, they can draw and talk at the same time. So when they're complete with their multi-page post, they can tap the green check. Again, it is added to Seesaw as one post with multiple photos, multiple pages, and again, a great way to really document that learning and that process for the students. So Subi, so many possibilities.
Yes.
About multi-page, right? Like my head is just spinning. So give us some more info here as we continue today.
We also have some extra information for you just in case you missed it or you're curious. Right now, students and teachers can create multi-page posts of up to 10 pages. So this is live in the app right now. You can find this on your Chromebook. You can find this on any computer that you're using, on any browser, and on your iOS apps. Multipage also works with announcements and messages. So if you're communicating with families in that way, that's an option. You can add a multi-page post to your message to families, which is really awesome. Students and teachers with Seesaw for Schools have access to this feature. Multipage is a premium feature, but any teacher can try it for free and share it with their students for 60 days. So if you're curious about Multipage and what it can unlock for your students, any teacher, no matter what your status is in Seesaw, you are able to use this feature in any way that you want. And anything that you create using Multipage, no matter sort of what happens after your free trial is over, all those posts and anything you create with Multipage will stay in the journal. So you won't lose any work that you've created with Multipage.